Hi, I'm Huong and currently I work in Hanoi Medical University. Today, I would like to present one of my low vision case, vaccination or return of the mirror. My patient is a 39-year-old female come from a rural area. She is a housewife and visit to be consulted about the low vision. About her history, he had a misery when she was 2, and since that time, her vision was blurred in the both eye. This symptom getting worse over time. Besides that, she complained about glare in the both eye and a large black spot in the front of the right eye only. She had a lot of difficulty in daily life, such as reading, moving, doing house chores. She felt like she was more capable when she was young, but the activity is harder day by day. She also had some general health problems. For her request, she wanted confidently moving around in distance, easier cooking in intermediate and reading printed materials such newspaper, book, and using cell phone too. With the visual acuity test, without glasses, she got sick over 480. The same for right and the left eye in distance, and in near her right eye can see HM at the 20 cm and above that in the left eye. She reported a visual field loss left eye, so she couldn't read the whole line smaller than HM. We figured out with -7, it seemed like quite work for her. She got sick over 36 in the right and the sick over 60 in the left eye. We performed near art for her, but there no significant change in the VA. About ancient tests. Unfortunately, we didn't do much ancient tests for the patient. If it's possible to have her back, we definitely would do this ancient test given the status of her eye. I think it's really important to do. So if next time she shows up, we would recover this test. About her ocular health. For her anterior segment, it seemed quite normal. But take a look at the posterior. We found out the extensive chorioretinal scarring 360 with macular involvement. And in the right, the optic nerve looked fine, but on the left, we noticed a pallor on the temporal side. This is a picture of her right fundus. You can see the extensive chorioretinal scarring. I'm so sorry about the quality of the picture, but we can see the pink optic nerve in here. And now is a funded image of her left eye with noticeable a pale part in the optic nerve. The retina is still quite the same with extensive chorioretinal scarring. So this woman had chorioretinal scarring 360 in both eyes, which is quite relatable to secondary history of measles with ocular complication. Besides that, she had optic nerve pallor in the left eye, and finally, high myopia on the both eye with severe visual impairment. What we're gonna do for her, that education for her to use her vision, give her separate spectacle for distant and near, and evaluation low vision. We move to low vision management. Let me remind you a little bit about her request. She wanted to confidently moving around without hitting anyone and easier doing house chores and reading also. According to the reflection test, we gave her a pair of myopia glasses which could help her use her vision in distance, and we would love to have her back for visual field test and guide her to eccentric fixation if necessary. Next is non-optical improvement, something she can change in her house. To improve her ability in cooking and cleaning, we recommend her to increase the contrast of houseware or cookware she was using, like use some of the strong color for them. She also could use the mobile phone with big size letter number. For her request in near, we gave her optical instrument, so we calculate magnification ratio needed for her and found out the equivalent viewing distance at near and far is 12.5 cm and 7.5 cm respectively. Equivalent viewing distance EVD is the distance from the eye that patient has to hold the object, so that is something the same angle at the smallest letter size that the patient can read and the reference distance. About optical instrument, we tried 3-up magnification. She seemed like really had a good response with magnification with LED, but the difference of VA between 2.5x and 5x device was not remarkable, so we decided to give her a stand magnification with LED 2.5x. I would love to discuss a little bit about the cause. So measles is an airborne disease which spread really easily. 9 out of 10 of people who are not immune. That's why vaccine is really important, but we will talk about it later. Measles virus is a single-strand, negative-sense, enveloped, non-segmented RNA, and the only host is human. Basically, the virus gets into the lung, trick the cell membrane, attack and multiply inside the cell. After that, they spread over our body and still exist in the lung, and spread to the air every time we cough or sneeze. Before the vaccination, measles is a serious problem the world had to face with. More than 19% of people before the age of 20 develop measles, 100 million cases and 6 million people die from measles each year. With vaccination program of measles vaccine, including MMR vaccine 1991, the proportion of measles was significantly dropped. In the same development, in Vietnam, since vaccination program in 1985, the prevalence decreased from 91 to 2 over 100,000 people, which is really meaningful. We get back with the chorioretinal scarring we saw before. This site is really similar with some of disease like rubella ocular disease, serpiginous chorioretinopathy, herpes simplex virus ocular disease. But we only focus on rubella because rubella and measles share the common structure of virus transmission and likely common sign and symptom. Because of the limitation of measles ocular disease research, we can use rubella once as a reference. As you can see, both of them had a single-strand RNA virus spread through the airborne. The patient also had rash, fever, conjunctivitis, may affect your brain and cause immunosuppression. They both have been diagnosed by antibody tests and prevented by MMR vaccine. So we find some research about ocular disease which caused by both of the virus. First, with neuritis, they discover that demyelination is one of the reasons. With retinopathy, rubella primarily affects the RPE branch membrane or the choroid, may cause the scar that we've seen before. After all, both of them can be prevented by MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella, and it seems like a good way to stay away of this disease because there is no specific antiviral treatment for measles and rubella. Recently, measles are coming back thanks to anti-vaccine movement. The number of cases in the world had increased by nearly 50% in 2018. According to WHO, global coverage of the first dose of measles vaccine is 95% of people needed to prevent disease from community, but the real percentage is 85, a huge gap way below the threshold. In 2017, the number of measles cases was reported to increase by more than 30% worldwide. So, anti-vaccine movement truly rocketed in the 1998 when they were so afraid of autism. 2000, measles was eliminated that we always expected, but when celebrities joined this game, it caused a boom increase in the movement. A few years later, it's not surprised that measles had come back. Vaccine hesitancy, as defined by WHO, is the reluctance or refusal to vaccinate despite being able to access them. Vaccines have been proven safe, effective, and cheap, but many people still refuse to vaccinate themselves and their children. This is largely due to poor and inaccurate research found online regarding side effects due to the preservative or potential to cause autism. In Vietnam, anti-vaccine is a really big challenge. In 2014, Measles outbreak occur in almost province and city with the number of the cases increasing rapidly in the first 4 months. In 2018, there were 10 times more cases than the previous year. Some cases were of older generation who are not vaccinated before the 1985, but the prevalence of age is mainly in children with over 20% under 9 months and nearly 40% from 1 to 4 years. Up to May 2019, recorded measles cases were up to nearly 99% have history of not having been vaccinated against measles or unknown vaccination history of measles vaccine. Some of challenge of the medical system against with anti-vaccine is the misleading and over-problematic information due to media and the low education of the people. So, with the lack of time, human resources, financial resources, and the low vision service, low vision management in Vietnam is still limited. But at the optometry, we are trying our best to take care of the people, and we hope the international resources, especially non-government organizations, can join hands to support Vietnam. With this outbreak, we consider a more thorough and precise overview of measles-associated ocular complications as case number increase, and study the impact of the anti-vax movement on the increased number of confirmed cases. Now, this is a review of my case. In summary, measles can have a significant impact on both our systemic and ocular health system. Measles was considered eliminated in 2000, but due to popularity of anti-vaccination movement, it's coming back. While some cases may be unavoidable, many are found in children who have not had the vaccination. While low vision exams are available, the best treatment in this scenario would be prevention of the disease process in the first place. With anti-vax movement, more and more virus would come back and they may cause severe consequences to eye, lead to low vision. So, we should be ready to take care this number of low vision patients and better preventing this future from happening. So, it is the end of my presentation. Thank you all for taking your time. If you might have any question or comment, I'm really happy to hear and answer it. May the force be with you!